Welcome to the Toffee Blues Extra Show, your extra source for all things Everton. I'm Max, joined by Tom, of course. Lovely to get the Max and Tom show back on the road. It's always nice to appear on a video with your brother. So, how are you? You good?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, decent. Just chilling, freezing to be honest. But gonna be all right. Obviously, we had some issues with the recording, but we got there in the end, and we've managed. We've powered through. So looking forward to getting going.
We certainly have. And the subject of this segment will be just discussing the emergence of the possibility of Leighton Baines shifting to central midfield, which is something I am absolutely ecstatic about. The fact that it's emerged again. Obviously, it kind of reared its head under Roberto Martinez, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was pretty much around the time Pep Guardiola decided to roll with Philipp Lahm as a pivot in central midfield for Bayern Munich. Obviously, Philipp Lahm's quite possibly Bayern Munich's greatest player of all time, and as soon as Pep Guardiola come in, he made the bold decision to move Lahm from right back to central midfield, where he did exceptionally well. I think they won the double that season too.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, you can't compare Philipp Lahm to Leighton Baines in terms of achievements, but in terms of relationship with their clubs, I mean, other than a loan at Stuttgart, Philipp Lahm's been a one club man all his career. Leighton Baines obviously has a strong affiliation with Everton. What are your opinions on this, mate?
It's one we've kind of wanted to happen for years. Obviously, it first got mentioned on the Martinez years ago. It's stuck in the back of our minds because it's something we've all wanted to happen. Obviously, he's coming to the age where he doesn't have the mobility of a modern fullback, so naturally we want him in the team because he's a blue and he's still got, like, obviously he's a very good player. But so we want him in the team somewhere. But obviously, Luca Dean's taken his place and he's a quality left back. But we want him in there somewhere. So in that midfield role, I think we're all quite excited to see him in that role because it's been in the offing for so long, and obviously we want to see Bainesy back on the team and hopefully back on penalty duty as well. That's a separate issue though. But I think if we were going to play Bainesy in midfield, would we have to kind of switch up with the setup we've got at the moment? Like, how would that work? How would we still fit in Gomez and Garner and stuff like that? How do you think that would work?
Well, of course. I mean, this touches on the discussion that we had in the earlier video about Ricky Puig, or however you say it. That obviously with the three that we play at the minute, Gay, Gomez, and Gylfi Sigurdsson just in front of them, that it's too deep a midfielders and a creative attacking midfielder in front of them. Obviously, with Baines having that left foot, that may be more well suited for him to play the left sided of that two more defensive players, but would be too much of an issue, especially if you put Baines next to someone like Garner Gay. Even I don't think it'd be too much of a problem next to Gomez, because I think Gomez is capable enough of shouldering, any defensive responsibility. Say if the ball slips past Baines, and obviously hasn't got the legs to recover. I think Gomez is well equipped physically to help out in that sense. Just kind of on the discussion of Baines as a player, I think the reason why this may, the wheels have started turning on this now, moving him into central midfield, I just think it's a matter of legs. Obviously, what is he now, 34? And
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, something along them lines. And, there's no doubt he's still got an absolute wand for the left peg. As we say, if we want him in the team to be taking these penalties, because we can't find a consistent penalty taker. He obviously offers a huge solution to that. Very successful conversion rate. But yeah, we don't. It's not as if we're doubting his technical ability. I just think it'd benefit him a lot more to be in the centre of the pitch and to not have to cover as much ground rather than be up and down the line so much. Because as we've seen with Marco Silva, he likes his fullbacks to be up and down and provide an attacking outlet. Luca Dean, obviously younger, fresher legs, and again, is still another one with a wand for the left foot. But obviously, for set pieces, Baines again, he still offers so much in that sense, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously we've got a few good people on set pieces at the moment. We've got Luca Dean, we've got Gylfi Sigurdsson. debatable after this penalty, but yeah, we still trust him because he's obviously one of the best at set pieces in the league. Maybe not penalties, but set pieces definitely. But I think definitely it had that threat back with Bainesy back on the pitch, and he's not lost it. He's obviously, he may have lost his mobility, but I don't think he's lost his as you say, that left peg of his. So I'd love to see him back in there because he's not finished yet. I don't think I wouldn't want to see him faded out already. So just to see him back in there would be wonderful. And the game I said to do it, the game I put out on Twitter in midweek was we've got Lincoln in the FA Cup, obviously at the start of January, 5th of January, at home. And I think that would be the perfect opportunity to put him in and like kind of give him a trial in that position. I know everyone wants to play a full strength team against Lincoln because obviously we didn't play a full strength team in the Carabao Cup, and that's why we got knocked out in the first rounds. But I just think that's a good chance to play a full strength team around them, but just have them in there and just see how that works. And it's a good chance because obviously we've got the quality around them, and that'd be nice. That'd be the perfect chance, really. I reckon anyway, because I don't know if maybe we might have to chuck him in a league game because I think he's been asked about it this week. It's obviously come up as a topic, and I think a journalist asked Marco Silva, about it, and Silva said that it's a possibility in the future, and he's definitely said it's not something he'd rule out. So it's definitely a possibility, but whether we might need him during this, I think we've got like a game every 3 days for 4 games or something like that when it comes to the 23rd of December onwards. So I think maybe during that time, maybe that's the time to slip him in there when we need a bit of rotation because we can't play the same team every 3 days. So maybe that's the time to do it in a league game. And I don't know, when do you think the right time to put him in there?
Well, I was just going to say the Toffee Blues put a tweet out earlier saying, obviously out to the general public, what are your thoughts on Leighton Baines possibly playing at Centre Defensive Midfield? And we got quite a bit of feedback from it. Just going straight from the top, EFC Fortune have said throw him and Gomez in at Lincoln City and see what happens. I think that is possibly it's definitely a viable option, and if we were to pull the trigger on playing him in central midfield so early on, obviously this discussion's only just reared its head again. As you say, with the intensity and how fast and thick the games are coming, the easiest game is probably the best game to roll with it. Just reading some more responses. David Wilkinson said, Gay has been so lacklustre with his passing, I wouldn't mind seeing it. You can't really dispute that, especially with how technically efficient Leighton Baines is. Ricky Rimmer said, been saying it for weeks, worth a try, may not work, but I can see him being useful. In the case of it not working, what do you think that would spell for his career? Because obviously with Luca Dean being in the form that he is in, unless he needs a rest over the congested fixture period, I can't see him getting in at left back anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. Unless, God forbid, anything happens to Dixie Dean, I don't think I don't think he'll be budged from his place in the team. He's playing too well to be displaced. Maybe during this little run of fixtures, as I say, where we've got a few games in a short space of time, maybe Dean might need a rest, and we can throw Baines in there for a game. That's a possibility. But in terms of his future, long term, Dean's the long term left back really. Unless there's any problems there or Dean gets injured, suspended, or anything like that, I can see him staying put. So I can't see Bainesy being needed at left back. So I think it's kind of like, not to put too much pressure on him, but if he was playing that midfield role, it would be a big opportunity for him, and kind of like not the last chance, but like, you know what I mean. Like you've got to perform because this is your chance. If you're going to switch, if you're going to have a big new opportunity in your career, this is your chance to prove it. So I think he still does have something left in him, because a few central midfielders do play until like Carrick, who played till like he was 37 or 36, something like that. He might have a couple of years left in him if he is to adapt to this midfield role. So I think it would be a very big chance for him, and not saying now or never, but like kind of it's a big opportunity. You've got to grasp it by both hands if he is to be given it in the next few weeks.
No, of course, and so. Could it be the naughtiest left back in town evolves to the naughtiest central defensive midfielder in town? Again, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out the Toffee Blues on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all the social media platforms. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'm Max. That's Tom. Thanks for watching the Toffee Blues.